As you can see, I've gotten high tech here, and I actually printed up a piece of paper to put up here in the video for the thumbnail because what I'm going to be talking about in this little short video is sex trafficking statistics. Alrighty, without further ado, let's introduce our next postal card. praxisprofessional.com. If you want to help us by doing volunteer paralegal work, we have a project recruiting attorneys who want to do their pro bono work and represent victims of sex trafficking. We have private investigator connections who they rescue people out of sex trafficking situations. Then they just have a growing list of people who have different legal issues. Some of them are just transactional service issues. They need different types of service, help with things. And other people have a cause of action. They'll have a cause of action, but the dirt bags have no money. It's the red flags that hotels overlook. The management companies, they'll overlook red flags for sex trafficking. So praxisprofessional.com. That's our target. Lawsuit is lawsuits and settlements against hotels and insurance companies. It's an uphill battle. It's like building a castle in the sand as far as lawsuits sometimes, but we're going to continue to do it because we want to help this demographic. I think it's going to become less and less of an uphill battle. I think there's more and more technology on the other side stopping these things from happening, so it becomes less of a situation. But when I say it's an uphill battle, you have large insurance companies and very large law firms, and the people in the first place. I just have a low opinion of budget motels in urban areas. There's drugs and prostitution in every single one of them. So, um, without further ado, I'm going to get right into what bothers me the most: the fact that California, my home state, is at the top of the list of. It's This is according to World Population Review. Consistently, California has the highest human trafficking rates in the United States. Maybe per 100,000 of population, we don't have the highest, but it's up there. But there's the largest population, so therefore we have the largest rate with 1,334 cases reported in 2020. That's 2020. It's gotten worse. This is followed by Texas with 987 cases, Florida with 738 cases, and New York with 414 cases. And I'm still just reading right off of this website. These four states with the highest human trafficking rates have the highest populations in the U.S., which can explain why their numbers of cases are significantly higher than other states and have very high immigrant populations. This, combined with certain industries such as agriculture, creates prime environments for forced labor. Looking at the rate, okay, so this isn't just sex trafficking, this is human trafficking and using people in work situations because of their immigration status, and that is a very closely connected uh, area of human trafficking with what our focus is the sex trafficking side of things. So one of the hotbed areas, there's two really hotbed areas in California: Oakland and the California border with Mexico. So um, Oakland just has I don't know, that's where all these people from all over the state bring girls and boys to. They start out being like the older friends of kids, and it's like they're in part of a gang, and they seduce them into being sex trafficked. It's pretty nasty. So um, that's where some of these different private investigation groups focus, and our whole thing is if those private investigation groups need any type of administrative clerical work, we want to help them. We want to do OSINT, open source intelligence, but we're not going to just go off half cocked and like be looking at everything on the internet. You can do all the OSINT you want to, but you have to do it under a private investigation license if you're not helping someone directly investigate their own selves to see what's on the internet about them. Um, if you want to build your skills in open source intelligence, there's all kinds of free information on YouTube on how to gather data that is readily collectible. You kind of have to get in with the private investigators more thoroughly, closely, directly, and I can introduce you to some of them. Um, they have the things they do, but when they have someone they're going after to find, what it is some parents go to them and they say, "My child has become a runaway, and we think they're being sex trafficked for ABC, XYZ reasons." And since the local police, do not have the resources, it's just not possible. It's a real fissure in human society how these things work. Um, there's other nastiness abroad, places like Ukraine, where you have a war torn country right now. You have individuals who are called harvesters, and it's a disgusting term, harvesting young children who are just separated from their families, or it's very easy to kidnap children in a place like that. And then we have sicko Americans who go over there and they meet these harvesters and they set up arrangements where they make child pornography in back rooms of places. Um, and just pay for an amount of time with a child and that's it. It's the most disgusting part of human nature. It's just the most opportunistic, disgusting thing you could think of. Abusing abusing adults like that is still as horrid. It's just another degree of horrid when you're doing this with children. So, and then there's kidnapping and taking kids to the border. There's kidnapping from south of the border and bringing them up to the border. You just have all of that type of thing going on. Um, yeah. So when these people become rescued and we can identify them specifically as sex trafficking victims, there's not always anything we can do as far as a lawsuit, but there is work we can do as volunteer paralegals. Part of the work right now, though, is just if you know attorneys and have worked for attorneys, we just need to recruit attorneys who want to do pro bono work in this area. So that's my video for today. I have my amazing little visual prompt. Then this should work for the YouTube. The YouTube thumbnail, I'm not sure about the algorithm. I don't think it's going to get that out there in front of anybody. But yeah, praxisprofessional.com. We have email addresses for you too. We'll make one at your name at praxisprofessional.com. I do need you to send me a resume so I can put together just my stack of information about our volunteers, and we have just basic rules about using this only in an appropriate manner to just contact people and ask them if they would like to do volunteer work or pro bono attorney work. And that's it. We're gonna just keep moving forward. I'm working on some AI, a chatbot that chats with people about this. So we're loading a lot of information into these different programs so that when you chat with it, it'll respond back in a conversational manner with the information about what you hopefully will be at that point asking the chatbot about. Funneling people in from videos like this, putting into social media when someone clicks like or comments. In that social media, we're going to have an automatic little message that says, "Hey, thanks for supporting our cause. Please feel free to ask this chatbot anything you want to about what we do. We're not going to send you a bunch of emails. Just come back and chat with us anytime you want, and you can volunteer and bring other people to us as well." That's what I'm focusing on with my technology at the moment. We're going to be providing more and more resources for open source intelligence. We're working on a grant. I don't know, thing after thing after thing. I have to make a better, more exhaustive list. I just wanted to go over some of the human sex trafficking statistics. Um, it's disheartening that it even happens in human society, but there's more and more that can be done every day with how technology works.